First, the introduction. The Brothers Grimm, a pair of German storytellers from the 1800s, are credited with creating the original story of the short story Snow White. Grimm's fairy tales, published in 1812 by the German brothers, are noted for their wide range of folklore and many tales. This actually includes the story of Snow White as story number 53. Many researchers believe that the Snow White Princess, for example, was based on either Margareta von Waldeck or Maria Sophia von Erdel, both of Germany royalty who lived in the Middle Ages in the German region. Possibly, fragments of each woman's life were woven into the story. It was published as Snow White by the Brothers Grimm in 1847. The brothers began collecting traditional folk tales from the peasants of Central Europe, which ultimately led to the creation of Snow White's official fairy tale, which has been documented in the history. Several of the book's original stories have found a home in many pop culture since its publication. A little introduction to the Brothers Grimm. The Brothers Grimm, also known as Jacob Grimm and Wilhelm Grimm, were German librarians who also had a specialization in philology. Philology is the study of language in historical writings. So Jacob Grimm and Wilhelm Grimm were born in a family of librarians. They were interested in cultural studies during the early 19th century and began collecting and publishing local folklore, and then they distribute to the locals.
Sure, there are some important events. First, Snow White, the birth of a princess. A beautiful but orphaned prince, Snow White. She lived with her stepmother. Second, the queen jealousy. The evil queen who had previously brought him to slavery. The queen is jealous because she wants to be known as the most beautiful on earth. But Snow White beauty surpasses her beauty. Third, the empress ordered her loyal hunter to kill Snow White. Witnessing this, the queen summoned her loyal hunter to take Snow White into the forest and kill her apart. She is unable to do so because of her innocence and beauty, and instead begged Snow White to flee into the forest and never return to the castle. Snow White ran into the woods and came across but where seven dry live. The dwarves really love dear Snow White. For this gives the queen as an old man to kill Snow White. One day, when the dwarves are far away in their monument, the queen arrived at a cottage disguised as an old hawker woman and persuaded Snow White to buy a poisonous apple. Snow White biting for asleep only, and the hawker woman declared she was now the most beautiful in the country. The dwarves, led by the forest animal, rush home to drive away the witch, and she dies. But they are too late to save Snow White. Think she was too dead too. The dwarf put Snow White in the glass and a golden coffin in the wood and mourned her. And the last, the prince saved Snow White. The prince who had searched for Snow White far and wide heard Snow White asleep in glass coffin and when awakened her with the first.
The story element of Snow White includes point of view of an omniscient narrator, since the narrator knows everything that's going on, and the narrator refers to the characters in third person, so it would be an omniscient narrator and not based on any POV of any characters in the story. Meanwhile, the setting of Snow White is unspecified time of once upon a time in a fantasy world with magic and strange creatures, where they have magic for where the queen uses the mirror and the disguises, while the strange creatures include dwarf, which they regard as normal. And the conflict of this story is, well, it's mostly the queen wants to be the most beautiful and would eliminate Snow White to do so. In this case, mostly it actually feels like the queen is actually the main character, since we mostly follows her journey instead of Snow White. And the plot of the story is Snow White's stepmother, the queen, wants to be the most beautiful person in the land, but Snow White stands before her desire since, well, she's more beautiful than her. So afterwards, she tried several schemes, several methods to try and kill Snow White, but as always, Snow White managed to overcome them with luck and beauty, finally saved by a prince, which she later married. And at the end, the queen, invited to her wedding, terrorized the ceremony since she doesn't like the fact that the Snow White is getting all of this, and she was made to dance in a burning hot shoes until death as a punishment. Well, that's pretty grim. I mean, it's the Grimm brothers. Well, if there's any theme for the from the story that I can glean of is jealousy eats away at yourself, since that's what happened to you, the queen, and would spell your end. And how beauty is the source for both happiness and suffering, since beauty is the thing that saved Snow White from like everything, since the dwarf took care of her because of course, she's beautiful. How the huntsman led her away because also she's beautiful, and how the prince wants to marry her because she's beautiful, but because she's beautiful that she gets in that kind of situation because the queen tried to kill her. So it's a mixed bag. Thank you.
For this short story, of course, the main character is Snow White, which is a pretty little princess with a pure of heart and soul. She is also naive, especially when her stepmother came to the Seven Dwarf house with intent to kill her. Even though the Seven Dwarf have forbid Snow White from meeting any strangers, but she still go out and find out who is coming to their house. Next is Snow White's stepmother. She is a weak and overbearing woman. She also sometimes practicing witchcraft. Other character in this story is the king, which is Snow White's father, and the huntsman, that is someone who is very sympathetic to Snow White. The seven dwarfs also merciful and concerned to Snow White. The last character, and also someone who is important to Snow White, is the prince. He has saved Snow White and he loves Snow White with all his heart.
For the language style, as compared to the Disney version, this original version or this story is more revealing or emphasize a dark concept, where although this short story is a fantasy genre, as we all know that it is a fairy tale, but we can see the realistic side and it show how it's relatable and very close to our society. And the next one is a formal style. What is a formal style? Formal style is a broad term of speech or writing marked by an impersonal, objective, and precise use of language. So, the language style in this short story use more formal style, which is a use of relative long sentence and avoid using abbreviation. In addition, by using conservative grammar, this short story also uses a more serious and respectful approach to the subject and the reader. Moreover, the author places more emphasis on adjective when describing the main character. For example, in the name of the character Snow White itself, what show one nature of adjective itself. And the actor also use pricing the use of adjective by recounting the characteristic of a Snow White as the actor describing she is a very beautiful princess, so that her stepmother is very jealous of her.
And the last one is the conclusion. The moral of the story is that one of the most important lessons in this short story is about the dangers of being overly self-centered. So Snow White is on the evil queen's hit list because, well, she cannot accept that she is not the most the most beautiful woman in all of the land. But however, it is her own vanity that ultimately brings her down or brought her down. So there are a few likable traits in this short story, such as how Snow White is actually a good woman and not only relies on a man to save herself from her own stepmother, which is the queen. Even though despite her beauty and kindness, many people find Snow White unappealing because, well, these activities are typically associated with women, so they might be considered misogynistic if a young princess engages in them. So, as a result, if I could remove Snow White's title and dress and put her in jeans and a t-shirt instead, she'd become the naive but still dynamic protagonist. So from the other perspective, or from our perspective, the short story Snow White could be done better, I would say, or not really better, maybe differently regarding the ending. Instead of the prince ordering the queen to wear a pair of red hot iron slippers and dance in them until she drops dead, maybe if the queen accidentally ate her own poison, it would make everyone happy. She died alone and nobody is on her side when she's dying. So just like basically just like how she let Snow White to be alone in the dark forest.